Welcome to Tuesday's live stream. I don't know if anybody's going to show up because I didn't do any advertising, but I hope so. And the dog's going to bark. I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything about that. Anyway, I hope you guys are all good. I hope everybody's good. I'm going to try to post it in our Facebook group, and that is what I'm doing. So welcome. I think I'm going to work on a little bit of a glue book tonight. Or maybe jelly print. I don't know. So happy Tuesday. And I'm hoping really soon to be back to my normal schedule of streaming. It's been the end of school and a lot of stuff going on. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back I may not even be able to post it. I don't know what's wrong with I have been having a few Facebook issues, a few Facebook things, a few Facebook and a few computer glitches today. 1 more second and I'll be right back to the chat. I can't even see it. Let's see. Okay. Yay! Let's see if I can fix this. I probably need to upgrade my system. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Dana. Sorry, I was trying to post it in our Facebook group. So I think I'm going to glue book for a little bit, and then maybe I'll do some jelly printing. So how's everyone? Happy birthday to you, and Jamie and Lynn. It was your birthday last week, and I'm so croaky I didn't even sing happy birthday because it sounds so terrible. And all you lurkers, get your beverage of choice. Mine is an electrolyte drink. So, how are you? How many of you guys saw Carla's live stream today? Wasn't it great? I always love live stream. I always love watching her live stream. How many of you guys enjoy that? She is so rocking. Pepsi here. Pepsi here. Well, mine's the electrolyte drink. I'm still doing I'm actually doing really good on my keto diet. And I don't know how much weight I've lost, but my clothes are looser. But more than that, I feel better. And I know, like, sometimes when you tell people you're on a keto diet, they all, like, every opinion in the world comes out about your diet, right? How many of you guys have experienced that where, like, you tell somebody about your diet, and then they all give you their opinion? I have had it. You lurkers, say hi. I can see you back there. Just say hi. So how many of you guys get W Magazine? So I got this. Diana sent me this subscription. Sometimes, like if you've subscribed to it in the past or you win a subscription through different things, you can get an opportunity to get it again. And I have to tell you, it's great for painting papers. Jamie says she's doing great on her Pepsi diet, only 48 Pepsis a day. Hi, Angela. So I like it. I like it because of the size. I mean, they do have some really cool images in here, and definitely I should have had this when we were doing our power pack. So I may save some of these ads for if I want to do another one of those. But the paper is like really nice and thin and thick enough to paint on, and the size is excellent. So I like this for painting papers. If you guys get a chance to get a W, don't buy it. Go and get it. Sometimes you can find them at your recycling center. But they have like cool pictures. Like, isn't that cool? That's a Warhol image, and those are really cool. And look, there's Salvador Dali. Isn't that cool? And a Liechtenstein. I mean, they've got some cool stuff in here. So it's pretty cool. What you can, you have a Pepsi habit. Oh, you're so funny. So I may cut out some things from that. And I do have my jelly plate really close by, but I thought You know, I have seriously been cleaning out my stuff, and I find stashes of things that I have kept for who knows why. How many of you guys are like that? You're like, why did I keep all this? What am I keeping it for? You're so funny. So I have found, I'm going through my stuff. I'm going through my stuff and then just deciding what I'm going to keep and what I'm not. Hi, Tilda. How are you? Hi, Sherry. How are you? How are you? So I'm just going to work a little bit on my glue book and then maybe I might do some painting papers. I have a big project coming up and it's sort of consuming me. How many of you guys are like that where you just like, you have like some deadline and it just sort of consumes your thought processes? And so sometimes for me, when I can have a chance to sit down and just art for no reason or just glue or paint, I'm good. I need to cut out the phrase "eye of the beholder." No, I agree with you. That's a good one. Well, let me see. How many of you guys have done a low carb diet before? Anybody done a low carb diet? Thanks, Lynn. Oh, these were those postcards. You guys, those are my neighbor's dogs. I'm back in the front of my house. I cannot do anything about it. They're going to bark. They bark when the kids walk by. So these were those postcards that I made from junk mail a long time ago. And I really enjoyed doing it. I think I did it in a live stream. If not, I did it in a video. These are sort of like, I like to think of them as like a stream of consciousness. You just kind of start gluing stuff down and you don't really, without judging it. But they're all made from junk mail. Carbs are needed in your diet. Hi, Carla. Carbs are needed in your diet as well as your Pepsi. Well, my big low carb victory today was so my partner's doing it with me. I told you he doesn't need to lose any weight. I told you guys about his pants falling off and everything. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, and I didn't get a picture of him, but I will. I told him that I wanted a picture of him in those crazy jeans that he has. So today my big low carb victory was I found a recipe. Hi, Bunny. I found a recipe for crackers. So he is a person that has to have crunch. You know how some of us need it more than others? He is definitely a person that needs crunch. So I found a recipe and made him some low carb crackers and they actually were good. And trust me, I've been making several different recipes. Remember, these were Renee's feet. I said these were Renee's feet. This is my ode to Dolly. I should cut that picture of Dolly out. And this was no, that wasn't my boyfriend. This was my high school boyfriend. Not really, but it looks kind of like him. Jorge. So. I don't want to be friends with you if you're without carbs or Pepsi. So, but finding a low carb cracker recipe was like super important because he likes this crunch, he eats all kinds of stuff, but and so I made him these crackers. You would have thought that I don't know, so something so silly, but you would have thought that I made him something great. But it wasn't. It was just some low carb crackers. And he really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it too. So the other thing I did, you guys, it's been raining incessantly here. And when it rains, there's spiders and bugs everywhere, because we live in the tropics. So I carried all the spiders out of the corners of my house because it's been raining. And then I washed my walls. Is that like ridiculous? Not in the entire house, just in a few rooms at a time. You found a low carb salmon recipe? Ooh, pass it on to me, Angela. It sounds good. You got a foot of snow last night, Jamie? Oh my God. It's so hot here today, you guys. We have like every fan on in our house and it's a little louder than normal and it's crazy. So anyway, for those of you that are new to me, I make trash art. I make art from, as you can see, recycling and different things like that. But I make these little tiny accordion folders, and this one was made out of a Sun-Maid raisin cookbook. And I put, if I'm going to collage or something on a specific project, I put stuff in here. Look, and here's something to file my soda can earrings. So I'm just going to look through it and see if there's anything that I want to put in my glue book. You've had rain for days. Oh my God, it is so hot. It's so hot here, Angela. It's hotter than normal. Hi, Curly. How are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, so, and I may not use them all. How many of you guys look through the same things over and over again? You're like, why did I save that? Or I like it, but I don't have any project to use it on. So I'm just going to look through and see. You guys, I'm kind of a better, just right in front of me kind of person. How many of you guys are like that too? Yes, and I saved a Thin Mint box. Who knows why? No idea. Maybe I used it for some stabilizer or something, or paperclip embellishments. Last week, Jamie's sharing, last week it was 87 degrees and now it's 27 degrees. Oh my gosh. Hi, Liz. So I'm just going to work in this little book. This is just a glue book for no reason. And I can't stress to you enough to make one, you know, and I know some people say, oh, I don't have the money. Go find a free book. You can get a free encyclopedia, a free dictionary, a free any kind of book. Yeah. Until this is not trash art, art made from recycling. Yes, ma'am. You know, and I glued some of the pages together and, you know, guys, there is a bug on my table. Oh no, I can't handle it. That's what I get for like cleaning out. You guys, I cleaned all the screens from our house. It's like, our house is, for those of you that don't know, I live in Hawaii. And we get these enormous spiders. They're like huge and they don't bite or anything, but when it rains, they just come in. They just say, hey, it's a free-for-all, we're coming in. And so I vacuumed everything, well, a lot of it, not every single thing. And I moved a bunch of stuff around. So now, and it's been raining, so now there's bugs everywhere. Trashy art can be more than one thing. That's true. Yeah, no, I got it. It was a bug. Yes, it wasn't a big one. It was anyway, I got it. You guys, you live in the tropics and you get over it. And we have lizards, big lizards. I don't even want to get into, I've told you guys my lizard story. My gecko lizard stories. They're everywhere. And they jump out at you if you're not watching out. So all of these images that I found came from magazines, and most of them from throwaway magazines, not, you know. I love spiders too. We don't kill them, Carly. We just try to take them out. But after a while, like, we have these spiders. I don't know what they're called, but they're not that big. Maybe they're like half the size of a dime, maybe a little bit bigger. And they're like kind of look like little box spiders, and they build webs. Like, they can build these intricate webs, but they'll build them in front of your door. So when you get up at night, you can walk right into it. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Vicky. Yes. Hi, Lolly. Happy to see you all. So this book has no reason. Obviously, I was saving tickets. I don't think I have any tickets here, but I could look really quick. But I have a glass of wine. Everybody needs a glass of wine, right? So today was I had my hottie home for a little bit today. And so today we decided, because it had been raining so much, that the spiders were just like, it was bad. They just come in a lot when it rains. Not that they don't come any other time, but they seem to like, they migrate in when it rains. So how many of you guys have made one of these glue books for no reason? I have art-loving critters who want to craft them. Tilda, you know, some days, you know, I'm okay with it today, but some days if you catch me at the wrong time, I'm just over it. It's like, you know, they just, and we don't use any pesticides, so it's like, I'm sure if we used pesticides, we wouldn't have as many as we do, but we have pets and stuff, and I like all the birds in my yard, and you know, all the butterflies and bees, and I don't want to do anything to cause any more havoc than we already do, right? So we lovingly carried out, I don't know how many spiders, and you know, they're everywhere. And maybe 4 or 5 lizards. You don't need another project. You have this star in your stash. What magazine did it come from? I don't even remember. You're doing a glue book now. You don't want to start a new one, Jamie. Hey, I get it. You guys, I have so many projects. Okay, I have some doll clothes that I haven't finished. My sewing machine was having issues, but now my sewing machine's fine. And you guys, when I had all that company this summer, I packed a ton of my projects and put them in we have a storage unit. And they're in the storage unit, and it's across town. So now I'm trying to clean out my garage to bring all the stuff that was in my storage unit home. Because I used to have I used to sell rare books. Like I would find books that were like, I would get books that are hard to find, and I would sell them online. Well, I have all those in storage because I took all the shelving out because my kids came here, right? I told you guys. My daughter and her husband were here. They were here for like, I don't know, 8 months. Kind of a long time. Kind of a long visit. So I have all those books in storage. And then my youngest daughter, who's 12, had one of those huge loft bed things. So it's like a bookshelves and 2 beds, and it's like a whole compartment in one. And we took it down to put a queen bed in her space. And I have just stuff, and she said she doesn't want it back. Initially, when we got her a different bed, she said, I really want that bed back when our company leaves, but she's changed her mind now, which is fine. So hopefully find a home for it. You can't remember, you have tons of different magazines. Me too, Carly, me too. I've let go of a lot of them, and I've recycled tons or given them away, and I'm not going to collect anymore. So I'm so happy to see you guys. So tell me what's going on in your world. I want to hear all about it. I want to hear what's going on in your world. So for those of you that want to make along, I don't think I'm going to do it till after school's out, and school has 2 more weeks. We're going to do maybe 3. Maybe I'll do it 3 weeks from now. Give myself a week of little prep. But get a couple of, get yourself some encyclopedias, at least 2, maybe 3. And we're going to do an encyclopedia, an altered encyclopedia project. Primarily because I get lots of questions about altered books and different things that we've done. And I think sometimes if you can just do it all together and you can practice the techniques, so it doesn't have to be some really beautiful piece of artwork, but just, practicing making certain kind of pockets for books or making, doing different things like that. I think it's helpful to do it. And then if you get some precious book that you really want to use for a, specific, beautiful, precious altered book, you've practiced your techniques on not such a precious one. You're having a grandbaby? Oh, Angela, congratulations. Congratulations. So that's my plan for over the summer, to do some altered encyclopedias. So if you don't buy them. A lot of times I scour. Craigslist will have them. I loved this pink cat. I don't know which magazine that came from, but I think that was just a regular fashion magazine. You know what? I tell the thrift store. I tell them, I have a thrift store not too far from me. I say, my favorite ones are those Funkin' Wagnalls, the old Funkin' Wagnalls, because the pages are not glossy, and they're not. Some of them are so thin they're like onion paper. Like that you can see through them. But anyway, this is from a map. I'm just looking for a page to stick it on. Maybe I'll stick it on this side. Anyway, it's like one of those things. So alternate encyclopedias are fun. I think they're fun, and I encourage you guys to try and find one. You know, it'll be a fun make along. I like the numbers on that page. Maybe this one. This one looks good. Oh, you know what I was reading about? Where, yeah, you talk to the manager of your thrift store too. But you know what? Sometimes they call me. Can I tell you? One day I came home. You guys will laugh. One day I came home, and there were 2 boxes of encyclopedias on my front door, and I thought, who are these from? And then I got a phone call, like, I don't know, a couple days later from one of the managers of one of the thrift stores. And he goes, you know, I live close to you. I said, how do you know where I live? He said, my husband, my partner, right? He asked him to do help him with something, and he had come here, and I'd forgotten all about it. He goes, don't you remember? You know, they helped him do something. The manager of the it's a little used bookstore. He helped him do some mechanic work on one of our cars, and I had totally forgotten about it. And he said, and I remembered you loved those Funkin' Wagnalls, and he said before they got thrown out, I thought I'd bring them to you. Isn't that nice? I thought it was nice. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect the Funkin' Wagnall, shopping to come by. Hi, Barb. Jerry Bellini has an encyclopedia for 1947 in her Etsy shop. You know what, Barb? I got some from the 50s recently. They're in my garage. Hi, Dorinda. Jamie wants to know, did any of you get any of Malia's goodies yesterday at her auction? You know what? I was out. I was not around. Yes, Jerry Bellini's shop is Recycle Parts for Art, and you guys should go over and check her out. I love her. Love, love, love her. Love her. And you know what? She also does, you guys, if you really want to get to know some of the people that you watch on YouTube, go over to Meridil Abrams' channel, the Mary Attier. She and Jerry do a monthly Zoom event where they feature an artist, like an artist will come and teach a class, and it's really fun. I've done it one time. And it was really fun, and it's free. So if you go over to Jerry's channel, which is Recycle Parts for Art, or you go over to Meridil's channel, which is the Mary Attier, you can sign up for one of their Zoom events. And then what's cool is you see each other. They do it in a way where you see each other so you can see what everybody looks like. Curly says there's a used bookstore that she frequents, and they are super helpful. Feeding your book addiction. Oh, I believe I have. Oh, Barb says that she thinks Jerry had the volumes from his set, and she's selling individually embossed covers. Oh, very cool, very cool. The Barnes and Nobles where you are have been closed. Oh, so Barb is doing the Zoom event for September. So make sure you guys go over and join. And make sure you join Barb's channel too, How to Get Creative. Barb was I think Barb was one of the first people I ever watched on YouTube. As far as crafting went, it was Barb and Shannon Green. Right? Barb and some Shannon Green. We all love ourselves some laughing with Barb and Shannon Green. So you guys go over and check out. Barb does monthly. She has a howtogetcreative.com, which has monthly art classes. And you guys should go look at some of the projects that they make. They are fabulous. Fabulous. So what was I going to tell you? Okay, so we made crackers in our low-carb diet. That is the big hot news in my house, crackers. I know it seems pretty feeble, but, you know, when you are eating no carbs, crackers are a lot. Shannon is fabulous. I love her. Oh, Shannon and Safia say hello. Oh, I love Safia. You have one very close to your house in Vancouver. What do you have close to your house, Bunny? Hi, Kathy. We actually still have a bookstore here. Believe it or not, on our island, we have a Barnes and Noble, or as my youngest daughter calls it, Barnes and Oval, when she was really little. So let's see what else happened besides the Cracker Revolution. Let's see, the Cracker Revolution. Oh, I'm writing a 6th grade cookbook with my daughter. What did I tell you guys we were doing last week? I don't know if she's been supposed to have been writing it for a long time. And so we're down to the editing of the cookbook. And the whole thing came from the fact that, you guys, I kind of want her. How many of you guys have children that are like spread out in age? Jamie says her daughter was doing a report and a Q&A about Romeo and Juliet, and I said, I know what you need, Cliff Notes. She'd never heard of them. You officially felt like a failure as a mom. No, don't feel like a failure. Cliff Notes saw us all through something. For me, they did, you know. You guys, so you're gonna laugh. So I've been on her. She's had this thing, and she's collected the recipes. Okay, let's be real. She's like gone through. She's collected the recipes, and part of this came from the fact that I would really like her to start cooking for herself. You guys, my kids are all grown, except for her. She's 12, and I would really like her to be able to be a little self-sufficient. You know, like my oldest daughter, she's a fabulous cook, and my second daughter, she had no interest in cooking when she was young. And now she like says to me, you never made me cook. It wasn't that I never made her cook. She just never wanted to cook. So I kind of want to do right by this one and get her to like, you know, cook some things for herself so that she knows. So that's where this whole cookbook came from. In case they don't know what Cliff Notes are, oh, you're right. So, you're right, Cassandra. How are you, Miss Cassandra? So that was where the impetus came from. It came from like me really wanting to, you know, getting feedback from all my children, but from the middle one who says that I never, like, I didn't take the time to teach her to cook, which is not true. And so I had her go through the foods that she likes to eat, and we cooked the things that she can do. I went through school with Cliff Notes. I'm not going to lie. So we went through the recipes that she likes to eat frequently, and we tried to pick out the ones that she felt most comfortable doing herself. And then she's wrote a cookbook in her own words and used the recipes, right? So, and it's funny. And she's drawing the illustrations. When she finishes, I'll show you. And so we have spent numerous days on this cookbook that she had months to do, but like everyone else, how many of you guys were last minute finishers? I was a last minute finisher. She's a last minute finisher. I'm gonna feel bad for her because that's so stressful, but I don't know what to tell you about that, you know? So I'm just gonna go through randomly and so I can get rid of my pile, a little bit of this pile of stuff that I have. And just glue down as much of it as I can, and then hopefully it'll come together if I make sense. Some of the things though I want to save, like see this little bit, I know this seems so stupid, but see those lines right next to the history? I'm going to save that for a postcard. You have to, Melissa, she had several of those fluorescent yellow and black Cliff Notes books on her shelf. Oh, I was so last minute. Like, so my hottie makes fun of me. What did he say to me? He said, oh, because somebody called him and asked him if he would work for them today. Because it's his day off. And he decided, I loved this picture. Wasn't this a great one? I don't know what magazine it came from, but I loved it. He decided, you know, because he works with a lot of, he works at a restaurant and he works with a lot of people that are single moms. So I said to him, well, if you need to go into work, and I said, we don't really have anything planned. I said, we only have our cookbook, our 6th grade cookbook. And he just laughed. He goes, yeah, he goes, I might actually go into work if that's what we're planning on doing. Work. He goes, you know, it's so because how many of you guys had kids like this? Okay, so you would they would hem and haw and take forever to try and do it, and then finally you'd get really upset and go, okay, I'm going to time you. You have 10 minutes, and then they would do what they've been hemming and hawing for hours and days in less than 10 minutes. So he was like making fun of me, and he says that I have a superpower, and I said, oh, really, what is the superpower? He said, you can pull out a school project. He goes, you can pull a school project off in like, something that should have taken months in like no time. So I just had practice, because you guys figure this is how many times have I done this is my 5th time to do the 6th grade. Oh, what was the other notes besides Cliff Notes? Oh, I can't remember. What was it? I know what you mean though, but I don't remember. Cliff Notes are hard to find now. Hey, Elizabeth. Anyway, so he did not go to work. He decided to stay home, even though he may very well end up in the frenzy of the 6th grade cookbook. He may end up in the frenzy of the 6th grade cookbook. Hi, Carla. It's all online, cliffnotes.com. Oh, you can, do they have them like can you get them like a Kindle version? Carla, I loved watching you today. My chat would not let me chat. So I was chatting away and it was restricting me. And it's because I have not. How many of you guys have upgraded to the new Creator Studio? I haven't done it. And hi, Jude. Anyway, so I was chatting away and I didn't even notice that I was being restricted. I was being restricted. They were restricting me. So I'm working on my glue book. I was going to do some jelly printing, but then I couldn't get my internet to work today. So I've had, hi, working mamas. Hey, Joni, how are you? So anyway, you guys, who is having, hi, Sharon. What theme books do I do? Well, this is just a glue book. This is just, this was just however I felt. And you know what it is I saved so many images. Like I made all these postcards last year at some time, and I loved them. And I saved all these images to make more of these art postcards. And so, I don't know, this is a book for no reason. It depends. Sometimes I do junk journals. Junk journals are kind of my thing. And I have like an obsession with them. I don't understand it. Maybe some of you guys can pipe in. I have like a tremendous obsession with junk journals. Who else has that besides me? I mean, seriously. So this is just a glue book for no reason. They're just images that I really loved. And they're absolutely for no reason at all. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Just for the fun of it. Now, if you want to see beautiful collage perfectness, go visit Carla. She does beautiful collage perfectness. Mine's not beautiful or perfect, but I like doing it anyway. So, and mine's definitely very random. There's no right way, wrong way to do it. So, what else has been going on? So for me, I have, okay, so I'll tell you a few of the projects that I have, and if I can get it to where, I have to mount my camera up on the ceiling again, because it's on a tripod, and that's why the table shakes because I moved my space back in here. But I'm working on some metal smithing projects. So I'm working on making some jewelry for a shop. So I'm working on that for like a little show. A friend of mine has a really beautiful shop, and I'm working on some jewelry for that. And so you can't hammer on a table like this because it'll shake the whole thing. Oh, what would be great if you could get a perfect mess? Oh, mine is like beyond anything. Yeah, it's. I think it's sometimes hard to finish things. I have issues finishing things. How many of you guys have issues finishing things? I so do. So I'm doing some metalsmithing. I'm also making a baby blanket, which should have finished, but I haven't. You're really good at starting stuff and you're bad at finishing it? Okay, Carly, you and I are in the same boat. Jamie, you know, that's happened to me too. Jamie just said she got unsubscribed from Caged Fish. And you know what they're doing? Somebody told me, and I don't know because I'm not up on the latest YouTube thing. What they're doing is they're going through and they're seeing the ones that you haven't like watched lately and they're unsubscribing you. Because I guess there is some sort of algorithm or program that actually pays people, pays for subscribers. And no, Sharon, I don't sell these. These are for fun. These are just so fun. It's just for fun. It's just for no reason. No. It's just my mess. You know, like my mess. You love to start stuff. Angela says she loves to start stuff and she has to get inspired to finish it. Carla, they just sweep through and they unsubscribe different. I used to watch this one guy who does he's sort of like a satirical comment, does like commentation on life, you know, he comments on all kinds of stuff like that. And I got unsubscribed to him and I used to listen to him all the time because I couldn't figure out like why I wasn't getting any notifications for him. And I was unsubscribed to him and I didn't unsubscribe from him. You know what, Bunny? We are all in the same boat. We all watch each other and we get unsubscribed. Obviously not on purpose, but it happens. So check your peeps, you know? Check your peeps. So back to my thing. I have to mount my camera on the ceiling. And because I haven't done it yet, because I'm hoping, I have these big shelves next to me, and I'm hoping to move them. And so I'm hoping to move them so that I can add a metalsmithing station, a metalsmithing bench in here. It's too windy where I live to do it in the garage. And also, the chemicals, you know, the acids and stuff. Carla, I didn't know except that I wasn't getting any of the notifications for this guy, and I used to watch him. He would post like, I don't know, once a week or something, and I used to always look forward to it, and he always posts like on, I don't know, like Tuesday morning or something, and I would always look forward to like listening to like him, and it just, I loved it. And I don't know, I guess I got caught up in my life, and I was like, why am I not getting any notifications? And I went into my thing and I was unsubscribed from him. So I don't know, and I don't know who else I'm unsubscribed from, but I just knew him because I watched him at least once a week. You gotta watch over 2 minutes and leave comments. Don't be scared. There'll still be some people in your subscriptions, but maybe not all the ones you like. But you know what's kind of funny is if you've subscribed to somebody before, they'll come back. So kind of just depending upon like what I'm doing at the moment. So right now, because I'm doing this whole low carb thing, I'm like subscribed to more like cooking things, you know? So because I'm subscribed to the cooking thing, I get all these recommendations, but things that I have liked in the past, I do get them. Lori says she watches the entire boring commercial. Oh, you're better than me. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I like keto. Like keto, yeah. So I'm watching like vegan channels and you guys. I'm watching all kinds of stuff. I'm not vegan, but I'm watching. So one of my kids can't do any dairy at all. Period. She gets really sick and doing dairy. So I've been looking up um, non-dairy recipes, like dairy-free or vegan recipes and different things like that, so that when I'm making, like, no matter who I'm making for, so if I cook for all of us, that we can all eat everything that I make. Yeah, the channel cycle back as you recommend them. Deb, hey Deb, how are you? Deb says she pays for the Prime so she doesn't have to watch commercials and it's worth it to her. Good. Yeah, the other thing that I'm doing, you guys, I went through and how many of you guys have like television subscriptions to things like, you know, Amazon, and you have them to Hulu and all this stuff? Well, I went through and I went through and just to see what the usage. When all the kids were here, they used it a lot, but with them not here, we don't use it. And I let go of so many things. So I'm kind of doing a different kind of. I'm trying to do a little Maria Kondo calamari, but not necessarily in the Maria Kondo calamari way. Well, if you message me on Facebook, Carly, if you're into cooking, if you're into cooking, I'll message you the link to the crackers that I made today. They were so easy, and they were really like crackers. They were like really like crackers. You know, my partner is a cracker person. He loves crackers. He likes the crunch, and I make guacamole and all kinds of stuff, but I think he's just really missing the crackers. And I've tried a bunch of different recipes. This one worked today. I mean, and it was good. Yeah, they're gluten-free, Joni. It's the simplest recipe ever. It's like, I think it's 1 cup of almond flour, and it's 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, and I ground mine finely, and maybe it's anyway. If you message me if you want it, I'll message me on Facebook, Joni, and I'll send it to you. I have to tell you, they came out so good, and it's just almond flour, salt, water, and flax seeds, and they were so good. Liz, it doesn't matter. Whenever you comment on a video, it's good. I get comments from videos I did several years ago, and everybody always loves that. You got rid of Bunny, so she got rid of some Netflix and other channels. Oh, Angela, yeah, just message me on Facebook and remind me. Just say you want the cracker recipe. You want it too? You know what? I'll post it in our Crafting Mamas thing too, but I can also message it to you. Anyway, so we've been doing this now for like 3 months, okay? And I have tried, I can't even tell you how many recipes. And I've tried vegan seed crackers, paleo breads. It's the crunch that he's missing, okay? These were by far the fewest ingredients and the easiest. And you bake them for like 20 minutes. So it's not like you have to wait an hour. You've saved $40 a month. Hey, I'm saving money too. Barb says she comments on the video no matter how old it is, unless the comment is nasty. Yeah, Barb answers all the comments unless they're nasty. It's like he's been like jonesing for some crackers, and because we can't eat dairy, because so for those of you that don't know this like keto diet or low carb high fat diet, you can't have any gluten. It's like a gluten free thing. So they make everything out of dairy. Like they make the crackers out of dairy. Like they make these cheese crackers. Well, one of my kids can't eat it, so we've just all given up dairy. None of us have dairy. We don't have it at all. Like so, we don't have any dairy in our house, and we don't have any gluten. So if you want like say a piece of bread, like a sandwich or something, which after a while you kind of do, right? After like 3 months on it, you kind of would like a piece of bread, right? So I found a really good bread recipe too, and I made the bread. And my youngest daughter, you guys would have a huge laugh. She's like, it looks. She's very spoiled because my older daughter is a huge baker and would bake fresh bread like every day. Because I told you guys I live in Hawaii. Bread's like $8 a loaf, okay? And so my youngest daughter, she was so excited. She came home and she's, I was baking this keto bread, this low carb bread, and she took a bite and she goes, "It looks like bread, it smells like bread, it's not bread. It's bread that's not bread." Because it didn't, she didn't, it wasn't made with flour. It's made with almond flour or coconut flour or, another type of low glycemic flour substitute. So she was like, "It looks like flour. It looks like bread. It smells like bread." So she calls it, whenever I bake it, she calls it bread. She goes, "It's bread that's not bread." So, but it's actually really good for a sandwich. You buy rice crackers and they're not cheap. This is very cheap to me. Oh, there's a gluten-free, Deb's saying there's a gluten-free vegan Facebook group, and it helps her a lot. She's vegan and her daughter, and you are gluten-free, and the rest of the house is normal. Yeah, Deb, I'm right there with you. I just want to cook one thing. So it's not really, it's, it's like, it does, I'll join it. If you message me and let me know what it is, I will, or I'll look for it. I'll totally join it. So I found like this, there's this woman, I love her, and she's on YouTube, and her name is Heavenly Fan. Deb, you should check her out. She does the keto diet, and she's vegan. But what I love about her is that she makes all these like flatbread recipes, pita recipes. And she's from London. I think she might be, I don't know if I think she's Chinese, but she was born and raised in London. So she's got this really beautiful, or maybe she was born in China and moved to London. I don't know. She's got this really beautiful Chinese English accent. She has a very London accent, but she speaks like in a Chinese pattern, and she's beautiful, and she cooks, and she's just like, she's hilarious too. Like, and she tells you the truth. Like, she's like, "That's the worst ever," and she gets so enthusiastic about food. I love watching her because all of a sudden she'll be eating something and she'll say, or she'll be making it and she says, it's funny because she made like some sort of like cookies or something out of okara, which is this, when you're making tofu, is like the waste from the milk, when you're making soy milk. And she says, it's so gorgeous. Like everything in, you know how it always sounds better in a different accent, right? So she says, "Oh, look at the gorgeous color." I don't know. I just love watching her. I love her accent. Hi, baby Kennedy. You're taking keto chocolate cake for your turn for treats at work? Ooh, I'm sure it's awesome. Her name is Heavenly Fan. She's really good. She is really good. Heavenly Fan. She is awesome. And she's vegan. She's doing vegan keto. She has some other recipes. She wasn't keto all the time. I think she's only been keto for about a year. But what I liked her for was because she's vegan, so I can scour all of her like bread style recipes, and they're all gluten free, and they're all, they're dairy free, gluten free, everything. So it's like I'm trying to only cook one thing. Hi, River. Hi, Jean. Oh my gosh, guys. I know it looks like I'm just skipping from page to page, which I kind of am on page surfing so that I can just get some stuff down, because I've had this pile of images that I obviously loved because I wouldn't have saved them otherwise. So I figure I'm just going to glue them down, and it'll come together as I add more stuff to it. I think sometimes when I overthink things, it takes on a different sort of thing. So I made her vegan. She has some vegan flatbreads, and I made those, and they're excellent. You keep calling me Jen. It's okay. It's all good. Maybe I was Jen in another life. You never know. You love all food and I'm making you hungry? Well, no. My partner, he's so funny. He's like, I should just mount your camera at one of the cameras in the kitchen, and you should just cook. Because I cook all day. Some days it's like too much, but cook a lot. How many of you guys cook a lot? Because food is so expensive here, it's better to cook it from scratch. I'll answer to any name. I do, you know. I do pretty much. It's probably bad, but I do. No, so food's very expensive here. And so without knowing, when you have, for me, when you have kids that have allergies, you know, I just cook. And I try to cook from scratch with the freshest ingredients that I can afford at the time. So, you know, so I cook all day. My voice sounds like a Jen. Okay, well, hey, I'll take that. So I cook all day. So what did I make yesterday? So yesterday I made the low carb bread. Well, I made them into rolls. And what else did I make yesterday? Oh, I made my little one is currently, her current food obsession is shrimp and asparagus. So I made shrimp and asparagus for her. Deb says her daughter's friend helped her to understand that it's easier to take a vegan recipe and convert the flours to gluten-free than to take a gluten-free recipe. Yes, I totally agree. Than to take a gluten-free recipe and try to make it dairy or vegan. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. You know, hi Charlene. No, so for me, so that's why I've been so on my YouTube channel, like what pops up every day is there are some crafting things, but I haven't honestly. I watched Carla. I watched some of Barb. I haven't had since I'm the designated driver of the to and from school and all that right now, since my older daughter has left, and I was sharing it with them, right? They were taking her one way and I was taking her another, which can, you know, driving, it's like a half an hour to her school. So think about it. You're driving like 2 hours a day. I'll send some woo-woo your way, Jamie. Love you. Happy birthday, girl. So I have to keep this page because it says subordination. I just have to. So I got to figure out how to glue it to this other one. So what pops up on you know how you get your notifications or your email reminders or whatever? I know 2 weeks of school left. I'm counting it too, Lynn. Are all these, you know, vegan channels. And some of them are not good for they aren't good for what I'm doing, but you're right, Deb. It's like easier to look up these vegan. So what else did I watch? Okay, I watched this guy, and he lives in a van with his girlfriend, and it makes me laugh, but he does really good vegan recipes. What did he make? And I can't remember now. Isn't that terrible? I watched him He pops up a lot. And so I'm learning, you know, it's a new, it's a whole new world when you're cooking dairy-free, gluten-free. It's Jamie's birthday and Lynn's birthday and yours, Cassandra. All three of you, right around. Jamie's was, I think, was it yesterday, Jamie? Happy birthday, Cassandra. Did you have a good day? What did you do? I saw you showed a picture of something. Your friends gave you a really cool cake. I'm gonna look and see what I have for this yellow page. I saved these daisies, but I think I was saving them for a postcard. And I saved this for a postcard. I love this image. What magazine did it come from? I don't know. Some woodworking magazine, but I loved it. Paternity court keeps popping up on your YouTube. Oh, Jean. It's Debbie Cork's birthday today also. Happy birthday to Debbie. Happy birthday to Cassandra, Lynn, and Jamie. Oh my gosh. My little one used to watch on my YouTube channel anime. You guys, some of the anime is really racy. Some of it is really racy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it would always pop up, the anime thing. And I was like, this is like, I don't know if this is appropriate for you. I don't think I have any eyeballs to put on this one. Let's see. I love these. When I was in South America, I went to the Botero Museum. You guys, if you ever get to Bogota, go and look at it. He has, his own work is fabulous, but he has the best personal collection of art that you have ever seen in your life. His own personal collection of, you know, famous masters. And you should definitely, if you get to South America, go. If you get to Bogota, go to the Botero Museum. We wish you all a happy birthday. Your son always watches it too. Some of it is racy, Bunny. It is like, I was like, oh my gosh. You know, it seems like all innocent at first, and you're just like, no. That is like some seriousness. So. Oh, hi, Rosie. We were talking about you last week. I'm sorry, or when I was on. I'm sorry I missed your giveaway. Girl, I had laryngitis. I was a mess. I was so sick. This year I'm done with being ill, so no more sickness for me. I had laryngitis and I had no energy. I had zero energy, and so I could not. I was going to make a video response, and I even had saved, because you were doing the make a page, make a tag, make something else, right, for your giveaway. I had saved all of these tea boxes and postcard junk mail to make mine from, and I didn't even get it made. I was so sick, it was ridiculous. But I'm hedging to not have that ever again. And I know one of you guys told me I should definitely get a flu shot, and I'm going to next year. Oh, I know, but I wanted to support you because I wanted to do a video. Have you guys go over and check out Rosie's channel, Creative Wings, right here. If you go right to her name to the right side, and there's 3 dots, click on it and subscribe. She does the most beautiful art journaling pages you've ever seen. And she's the one that made me that really cool, it's like a keeper. It's like a thing to put all your scraps in, and I have it in my other, I still have half my art in my bedroom, so I have it in my bedroom art space. And she made it, I don't know, have you done a tutorial on that yet, Rosie? Not that you have to, because it's your original idea, but it's really cool. But she does some beautiful, beautiful things. Rosie, right? Her name is Creative Wings. So you look right above there, curly, and or below your words, and there's her channel, and click and go check her out. You guys will totally be inspired. And she's one of these people that's gotten it down. Like, she's figured out how to do it so that it fast forwards it. You know, you guys. I have to figure it all out. I cannot. Anyway, we won't even get into my ridiculous. You know what it really boils down to is I think that I need a new operating system, like I need a new computer. And then just at this point, with all the other things on my plate, it's something it's the last thing I need right now. I'm sorry, I'm just picking up the things that I know I'm not going to use and putting the things that I'm going to try to find a home for in this blue book. Most of these things were because I was making those art postcards. See, I was making those postcards out of junk mail. Weren't you talking today, Carla, that you don't like making junk journals out of junk mail anymore because you don't feel the need, like you feel like you have to cover it all up? And I can relate because it sometimes feels like you can't be your creative self. So I try to gesso mine, and before I'm gonna glue on it, so I feel like I have a clean slate. If that makes sense. So let me see, what else can I tell you? Besides, oh, you guys would have such a. I should actually record one of my conversations with my hottie about his weight loss. You guys would laugh so far. First of all, he didn't need to even lose weight. He's like 6'2" and like skinny, skinny, skinny. Yeah, I like clean pages too, Carla. I totally do. Today he was like, so he went down a pant size. He's lost 10, 15 pounds. And he was like, I didn't even know I had all this. I didn't even know I needed to lose weight, you know? So he's like, he went down a pant size. He's so happy. And he was like showing me today that he bought him. He went on, you guys, he's hilarious. He went and he bought himself some new pants because the other ones are falling down. And I told you guys about his like straight-legged, you know, skinny jeans, or my daughter calls them cigarette pants, you know, cigarette leg pants because they're really straight. I told you about how when he first bought them, because that's all they had, he couldn't get in them. My honey is hotter. Oh, you guys would have laughed so hard. So he couldn't get in. He got this job. They require, every job you get here, they require something different. So sometimes they go, oh, you need to wear dark jeans. Oh, you need to wear light jeans. Oh, you need to wear this. Oh, you need to wear. So he went and bought them. So he bought these cigarette pant legs, and he was like, he put them on. He didn't try them on. I know what happened. Even though he says, oh, no, I tried them on. I know he would never have bought them because he couldn't get in them. I'm telling you, he put them on. I could hear him in the room. Put them on. I heard him go, ooh. You know, like, anyway, now, after his 8 weeks, 10 weeks on keto, he can fit in them. Now they're like kind of loose on him. So he's like proudly sharing that. So he finally went and bought himself some shorts, some new shorts, because his shorts were all falling off. And he's like, I think these 32. So he's a size 34 waist. Okay, now he's size 32. So I think these 32s are loose, and they really are. You guys, I laughed until I cried. I said, well, who knows? Maybe you'll get down to a 30. He goes, I don't think I've been a 30 since I was in the 9th grade. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I just said, well, maybe you will, you know, good for you, you know, just so ridiculous. It's like it's like a conversation of like, suddenly he's like seeing himself in a way I guess he never had before. Okay, so these are ones I'm definitely going to glue in this book. And I love this. Look, it says Mind, Body, and Spirit. I love this. Don't know what magazine it came from. Oh, it looks like it came from some sort of a medical thing. Junk mail. So Jean says she does not like to use junk mail anymore either. She and I use lace and frou frou. Lace and frou frou are great. Malia, I'm feeling so much better. I have to tell you, I am feeling so much better. You guys, I didn't realize. So I don't usually talk about my medical ridiculousness, aside from me getting pneumonia or whatever twice and being so sick. But my family hereditarily has arthritis, and I had severe fibromyalgia. And for any of you that have ever had fibromyalgia, it is so debilitating. It is like you wake up and you feel like so awful, and you're in so much pain. And I take 0 meds, like ibuprofen, occasionally, maybe a Tylenol, but not really anything. doesn't take you forever, Carly. You make more journals than anybody I know. You can watch an episode of you, and you'll be making a journal in a second. So since I have been doing this, I am feeling so much better. I am so much. You're feeling. It's not that I don't want to use meds, Bunny. My body cannot, like. I don't. So every one of us has like some sort of a sensitive system, whatever. Mine is like ridiculously hyperly sensitive. So I take very little, and I try to. So anyway, back to this keto thing. So I didn't realize how much gluten really affected me, and I think that a lot of the pain. And you don't finish one of them. You make it for a minute, you don't finish one of them. You're so funny, Carly. You do. So what has happened to me on this diet, and I'm not, look, you have to do what works for you. I am not telling you that this is a one-size-fits-all thing, because I have to tell you, I did Atkins probably when I was in high school, and I didn't need to lose weight because I was very skinny then, but you know how you think you are fat when you're not fat? I'm not telling you to do this. I'm telling you find what works for you, and because we're also individual, whatever works for you is best. I'm just telling you my experience. So I decided, because of Val, our Crafting Mama's Val, she and I are friends on Facebook, and she had such a dramatic weight loss in a short period of time, and she felt better, and she was writing about how she was feeling. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to just do it. And I have to tell you, it's been probably almost 10 weeks, maybe a little longer, I don't know. And I have had no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. You guys, I have no pain. My body is pain-free. And I have never been pain-free. I have lived chronically with this pain my whole life. So I'm just saying, it's whether, even if I don't ever lose a pound, the fact that I wake up and I'm not in pain anymore, it's like a miracle to me. And all because I've cut out sugar, cut out dairy, and cut out gluten. And so I'm like, I'm going for it, and I'm feeling better. So I'm lucky that, I have a partner that he really supports me, and he'll try anything. And he's like all about feeling great. He even says to me, you guys, he didn't need to lose weight, and he doesn't have any chronic pain or anything like that. But he said to me, he says, I feel better than I have felt in my entire life. And you guys, I'm not perfect. I am so not perfect. So your hubby was pre-diabetic, and after he did it for 2 months, the doc gave him a clean bill of health. That's so awesome. Carly, you don't think you can give it up, but I'm going to tell you something. When you feel the effects of how you feel without it, you're like, I'm never going back. I don't have any highs and lows. Like I don't have any cravings. All the cravings I had are gone. I don't have any highs and lows. Like I gotta eat. Before I'd be like, if I hadn't had some food at some point by a certain point of the day, I could throw myself into like a panic or whatever, feeling, up and down. Rosie, you have to look and find what works for you. Okay. I am not perfect by any means. So I'll tell you what I eat. And, and I invite you to, you have to learn about yourself. Your body functions, everybody's body is uniquely their own, right? We can all kind of lump ourselves into one fell swoop of group of things, but, what works for me may not work for you. So in the morning, and I don't eat it every morning, but like if I'm cooking for all of us, say my partner has a long day at work and my daughter that's in her 20s is here. Like if I'm cooking for everybody, if everybody puts their name in the pot, in the morning I make like a big frittata. I make like a big egg frittata. And sometimes I make it I saute like mushrooms and onions and zucchini and asparagus or whatever I'm sauteing like that. And I put it all in, saute it all in, pour eggs over it, or scramble some eggs over it and whisk them, and then, stick it in the oven so it makes like a frittata. Now we do eat goat cheese. So sometimes I put goat cheese on top, like soft white goat cheese on top, and I make it with bacon on the side, or ham on the side, or whatever meat they want. I'm not so into meat as they are, but they, it's for all of us. And that's what we have for breakfast. I make, for lunch, I will have, I have all kinds of different things. I made, I barbecued, we got a new grill, which I have to tell you is fabulous, and it was super cheap at Home Depot. I grilled some portobello mushrooms, some chicken, and we had that with asparagus. And then I made a big salad, and my salad included like arugula and spinach and tomatoes and cucumbers and bell peppers and all that, right? And that was lunch. Yes, I use monk fruit as my favorite too. Monk fruit is totally my favorite one. And then for dinner, I don't know what we'll have tonight. Last night I made a big taco salad. I made a big salad with, ground meat and all sorts of roasted peppers and onions and tomatoes, and made like a big taco salad. And then we don't always get it, but they happen to have some hard goat's milk or sheep's milk Gouda cheese at our Costco, and I grated it on top. And it works. It was amazing. So, and then maybe I'll have a glass of wine. I have a glass of wine. I don't not have it, I made some dessert. I have a recipe for some vegan brownies. They're excellent. And I made that. And I have that with peanut butter on top. So definitely, Rosie, just little by little. I went cold turkey because, I just had to, because it was like, you guys, I think why I did it was because I was on so many antibiotics, and antibiotics wreak havoc on my body, the after effects of it, that I just said, I got to do something, and I just did it. I just went on this diet, and I just did it. And it's about 10 weeks. I made the brownies. You do use a sugar, but it's a monk fruit sugar. Monk fruit is a fruit that comes from China, and you can probably get it in any health food store. You don't use the same amount that you would use on, if you I buy it powdered because that's what I can get here, and use like half the amount, and it makes it sweet. No, but you can use it. I'll try. Maybe I'll try to fix my camera in there and show you. It's so simple. And I use coconut oil, and the recipes, I can't remember everything in it. I think it's like coconut oil, almond flour. I don't know if it's almond flour or coconut flour. I have to look it up. And chia seeds, that monk fruit sugar, a little vanilla. You can make it with cocoa powder, or you can make it with baker's chocolate. And, bake it for like 20 minutes. I ruin my brownies with peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I have to tell you, I definitely have a peanut butter. I have a different. Oh, are you kidding? I eat sweet, so I make these other things which you make in the freezer, which is so. If you don't like coconut, you might not like it, but you make it with coconut oil. It's like coconut oil, like a cup of coconut oil. I want to say a quarter of a cup of cocoa powder, any brand, and unsweetened, like baker's cocoa, and then you put, I think it's a quarter cup or an eighth of a cup of the monk fruit sugar, and you put it in a blender, in a high-speed blender, and it all melts together, and then I pour it in like a little mini silicone muffin tray that I have, and put it in the freezer, and it tastes like candy. Elizabeth said she's cut out sugar and she's just restricted. Hi, Taz. She's cut out sugar. She's restricted the amount of breads and pastas. You have fibromyalgia and it's helped. It had. You dropped 15 pounds too? You guys, I think what it was is I was so, hi Shelly, how are you? I think I was so, my body was so from the antibiotics, I had to do something. Charlie's waiting patiently for somebody to, shh, Charlie, stop. Charlie's waiting for somebody to come home. I'm sorry, you guys. She's barking. Can you guys pick up the dog, please? Let me grab her. She's going to keep barking. I don't know why. Hi, Sharon. You know what? I don't use any honey or maple syrup. Not right at this moment. And, you know, I mean, I have in the past, but I just don't. You know what I've noticed? And it's going to be, Charlie, come and sit down. There's nobody here. I thought that they were here, but they're not. Come over here. Because she's so, my Hattie won't take her in the car with him because his car, the interior of his car is black and she sheds white hair on it. And then he has to go to work and he's like, it's too much. Hang on one second, you guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Charlie, lay down. Hello? She's not here, babe. Saving me? You were telling me? You were telling me? Well, I can't even turn off the, I can't do anything but just say hi to, you're going to say hi to everyone, Charlie? Say hi. This is my pup. This is Charlie. This is Charlie. Charlie, say hi. Can you say hi to everyone? Say hi. Say have to bark. He says, I have to bark because I have to tell you somebody's here. So my little one, her friends always want to come over. And they come over as soon as they think she should be home from school to play. But she's not home. Anyway, you have to find what works for you. You know, I'm just saying what works for me. And if I don't lose any weight, I think I've lost about 10 pounds, maybe 12 pounds. Not as much as I would like, but even if I never lose any weight, you guys, the fact that I'm not in pain anymore is like so huge for me. It's so huge. And I never talk about that sort of stuff because for me, it's like if you've lived with that type of thing your whole life, it's like, it's just sort of like something you're resigned to, right? Hi, Amberly. It's like something you're resigned to. You're kind of like, this is how my life is. And I mean, you can talk about it if you want, but for me, I never found that talking about it did anything, right, for me. So I don't really talk about it, but not being in it, I can talk about it. I'm telling you. Okay, so the other thing is, for the first week, it wasn't easy for me. I'm not saying it won't be easy for you, but I'm saying for me, it wasn't easy. It was really hard, and that's when I sort of took on these electrolyte drinks because I found that I wasn't getting enough sodium in my body, which I'd never even thought about before. And so I started taking drinking these electrolyte drinks. And I have to tell you, I really enjoy them. I have one a day and I'm happy with it, you know? Not every day, but now I don't. But when I first started, I did. And the first week was the roughest, but I prepared myself. I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm really going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to do it so that I feel better. You have a support group at work? Oh, Curly, that's so awesome. I have to tell you guys, there would be some days, I don't know if any of you had this experience with fibromyalgia, I would literally feel, I would be in so much pain that I felt nauseous. How many of you have it that bad? I would be in so much pain that I was nauseous, like physically sick to my stomach. You drink Propel every day? Oh, good. Malia, you can eat fruit, but I don't choose to. Like when you first begin on it, you want to be more restrictive with your carbs so that you can put your state in a body of fat burning. And when you start seeing how many carbs everything has in it, you pick and choose what carbs you're going to have. So for me, I'd rather have like a really big bowl of, sauteed broccoli and garlic. And um, I'd rather have, for me, I'd rather have that. And I'd rather have, all the asparagus that I want and all the green beans that I want. And I cook it all fresh, or all the bell peppers that I want. They all have carbs in them. So I'd rather have that. Occasionally I have like blueberries, strawberries, um, that sort of thing. But I mean, there are fruits you can have. Some people have fruit every day. It's just the choice of you have to choose the foods that you love. Like how I figured that I could really do it was I made a list of foods that I loved, and then I looked up online um, ketogenic foods or low carb foods, and I matched up the things that I enjoyed with what was on that list, and I realized I could do it because it's stuff I like to eat. You got migraines? Oh, that's awful. You guys, the pain, I'm so happy that I'm not in pain. Like, I have to tell you the pain thing. And the other thing, the inflammation in my body is like, the inflammation in my body's gone. It's so, and this is for me. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the same for you because I don't know your body. Only you know your body. So you have to find and do what works for you. I am not a proponent to tell you to do it. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. What kind of vibrations are you talking about? Are you talking about mine outside? There's like somebody with this huge truck that's driving right next to me. If that's what you're talking about. Okay, but Malia, it doesn't. You can eat raspberries, citrus. You can have a moderation. Potatoes, none, no. But this is what I do. So, because I don't make my 12-year-old doesn't do it. So what I make her is like if I'm making us like say I'm making I don't know. Say I'm making like she is obsessed with shrimp and asparagus right now, or shrimp and green beans. So say I'm making shrimp and green beans or shrimp and asparagus, and I'm making us a salad or something like that. I may make her potatoes. I may make her potatoes. So I don't not make hers because she wants it. Oh, Amberly, prayers for you, girl. I do not know what that is. There's like this big truck. You guys, this never fails. It can be as quiet all day long. In the moment, I get on live, somebody will do something like a jackhammer. Lori, can I tell you something? I thought that exact way until I stopped eating wheat. And I realized that the pain that I had was coming from the combination of wheat and sugar mixed with the meat. But Malia, maybe it's not like maybe you do a. You guys, I don't know who's allowed whatever. I was hoping he would pass, but I don't know what. It's ridiculous. I don't think I can shut. I don't. Our windows are open, so even if I shut the door, you'll still hear it. I mean, shut it because the windows are open. Night Bunny, big hugs. Oh, I'm happy you came. I hope you have you quit wheat and grain. I didn't realize how bad it was for me, you guys. I did not realize it. I didn't realize it. I did not realize it. I didn't realize it. But I say you have to find what works for you, and not and it is not one size fits all. So no matter what anybody tells you, you have to do what works for you. It is not one size fits all. Malia, all I can tell you is that for me, it has taken me from that roller coaster of the glide. What do you call it? You know, like when you need to eat low blood sugar, high blood sugar, that sort of thing. It's taken that completely away from me. So, you know, and I have to say, and no pain. Like I didn't realize how much pain I was in until now that I'm not in pain. Does that make sense? So Sharon's saying she means internal vibrations. You mean from fibromyalgia? I mean, I'm energy sensitive all the time. So I think, I think it just depends upon fibromyalgia. I was just in pain all the time. Turmeric didn't agree with you, Joni. Well, I think the longer I'm on this, the more sensitive I'm becoming too as well. I don't know what I was having that I said this is making me have an upset stomach. I was taking some vitamin, some herb or whatever. My body's really into all that, and I was taking it, and then I stopped, and my stomach didn't. It didn't. I mean, it went away. Oh, it's my neighbor's big diesel truck. That's what it is, and of course, ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're gonna go to. You're gonna be in. And my neighbor is now backing up in his big diesel truck. You're gonna be in Kauai. Oh, so nice, Taz! How awesome! I wish I was on Kauai. Kauai is a beautiful island. I'm on the island of Maui. If you guys ever make it my way, please let me know. I got to meet Kate. Turmeric makes you hungry. Your neighbor has a big diesel too. You call him Joey Diesel. You guys, one of my neighbors has like a Harley, and he used to get up on Sunday mornings, which at that time were my only days to sleep in, and he would pull in front of. Oh, now he's driving his big truck back down here, and he's going to back it up again, you guys. How lucky am I? You guys, I don't know what he's doing. Either he can't park, or I don't know what he's doing. He's just driving his big loud truck back and forth. My neighbor, he would stand out in front of our house because he lived across the street from us and rev his engine, his Harley engine. It was my birthday, and my hottie went over there, and he said, look, he said, you do this every Sunday morning. He goes, some of us, this is our only day off, and it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. He goes, seriously. And after that, I never did it again. After that, you would hear him like walking it down the street, and he would walk it down the street and then start it up instead of like, he would leave it idling in front of our house for like at least 20 minutes. It's not cold here. It is hot, hot, hot. Hi, Jennifer. The Harley girl with loud pipes, but not inconsiderately at 7 a.m. in front of somebody's house when they don't have to get up on a Sunday morning. I agree with you, Curly. It's not for everyone, but you know what? I think some sort of modified version of a less processed food diet works for everyone, no matter what you choose to eat. If you choose vegetarian, vegan, or carn, or if you're pescatarian, or if you eat everything, I think not eating all of the stuff that has crap in it that we don't know what it is, right? Works for everyone, no matter what you do. Harley girls sleep till 10 a.m. Lori, okay. You're so funny. No, it's just so for me, it's working for me and I am feeling so much better. And I'm not saying that you should do it, but I am saying that if you feel inclined to try it, don't let everybody's opinion scare you off because only you know what works best for you. And I usually don't tell people that I'm doing it because it gets like people, they get really opinionated about the foods that go in your body, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know? No, I didn't see your comment about your dad. Can you repeat it again? Because I didn't see it. Chat sometimes goes by faster than I can see it. Malia, have you ever read that book? Read those books about like ancestral diets and when they like talk about like where you came from based on your blood type and all that. I'm sure that it doesn't work for everyone, but for me who had the tendency toward arthritis and fibromyalgia and being pain free, it totally works for me. Being pain free after all the years of being in pain, this totally works for me. And I don't necessarily think that it's the grains itself. I think it's the stuff that we process it with. The things that we process the grains with, the pesticides and stuff. I think, Carly, will you repeat the comment about your dad? I didn't see it. Will you repeat it? I think for me, the game changer was waking up out of pain. And lately your hair is hurting. Oh, I can relate to that. I can totally relate to that. I've been there, done that, I've been there, done that. I don't usually talk about it. I don't usually talk about, like, the reason that I would make art like this would be because of the chronic pain that I would feel in. Okay, Carly says her dad had diabetes and has been doing keto for a year, and his doctor said he no longer has an issue. There you go. And it also eliminated his sleep apnea. That's so awesome. Well, for me, I did it because our friend Val, she was like, I feel so much better. I'm this, I'm that. And I'm like, and I was familiar with you guys. It wasn't like it was foreign to me. But all I know is I feel so much better. And I'm grateful for that. And even my partner, who really doesn't have any issues, he's very physically fit and active and everything. Even he said, this is the best he has felt in his entire life, like physically. The very best he's felt. And he said, and he didn't even know it was like just the realization that you can be and have more than you were. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I'm sure somebody's going to write me something like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Look, do what works for you. I'm only sharing with you what works for me. And I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, initially, it's not. I mean, giving up sugar, if you like sugar, is not easy. Giving up, depends upon you and your body, Only you know what works for your body. Nobody else knows. Nobody lives inside your skin but you. I'm just saying for moi. For me. For me. I'm just going to paint out some of this. Oh no. That's horrible. That's horrible, Lori. Malia, little by little. little by little. Like, I would not. She changed her eating habits and she walked away. I believe it. Little by little, like, this is what I said. I said, I told my partner, I said, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I said, I'm not telling you, you have to do it too. But I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm doing it for me. I said, because I cannot, my stomach was so messed up after all those antibiotics. And I said, I have to feel better. And I don't know if I'm going to feel better. I should have used my credit card, but I don't know where it is here. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to feel better if I don't just clean my system completely out. Purge everything. Purge all my... Because I've been on those antibiotics. Because, you guys, I had bronchitis, and pneumonia, bronchitis, and then whatever else I had again. And I'm not, So he said, okay. He goes, what do you want to do? And I told him, I said, I think this is what I'm going to do. You guys, I'm so lucky I have him in my life. He said, okay, and he went to our cupboards and he got a big, huge box and he took everything out of it that wouldn't. He goes, where do I find what's on this eating plan? And I said, well, you can look it up online, Guys, my very dirty jelly plate that I love, I had in my bag. I carried it to an appointment to work with some kids I was working with. I haven't cleaned it. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible artist here. No clean jelly plate. So he went online and he goes, okay, and he got rid of everything. Like, he started reading because he's a big salad dressing person too. He started reading all of the ingredients on all the salad dressings that we had in the fridge and all the things, and he just let it go. Now, granted, we did eat a lot of things on this diet already, And so he just took it all. He goes, I'm going to take it to the food bank. Some of it, it's brand new in your thing. And I said, or give it to one of our children's friends, because they all, a bunch of college kids. They don't have a lot of, they're not. So it worked. Hi, Grace. Yes, it is kind of back how early people ate. I agree with you, Vicki. You got a jelly plate and some Happy Meal and you're happy? Oh, that's awesome. So, because I really do not know what is up with my neighbors. This is like, I guess he's working on his car. I don't know. This is crazy. Anyway, so he was like all in. He's like, I'm all in. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm all in. I said, okay, cool. And then, just jumped in. Yeah, you're right, Millie. I agree. Debbie, I agree. Debbie says there's a lot of medical issues due to food sensitivities different for each one of us. I completely agree. You got a 12 by 9 by 12 jelly plate for Mother's Day, Angela? That is fabulous. That is fabulous. No, I agree with you. So that's why I say it may not work for you. Pick something that works. Pick something, for me, I just had to pick something that I thought I could do and pick something that I wanted to do. And I have a niece that is, she cannot eat any gluten. She got really so sick. And she has, what is it called? Celiac disease. So my sister and I were talking about that. And we were talking about, it's her daughter, and we were talking about how we wondered if our mom had something similar, but, it was just when undiagnosed, right? And we were talking about, because our mom had really bad chronic arthritis and had all these things, right? And so I told her, I said, I'm going to do this diet and I'm going to let go of all the gluten. I have a 12 by 12 and 2, Deb, and I love it too. Night, Sharon. Thanks for hanging out with us, girl. Anyway, so I said, after me doing this for the 8-10 weeks I'm doing it, stop barking. Hang on. Stop. lay down. Sorry, guys. See, this is how my life goes. Everybody in the whole world. Dogs have to bark. No, it's not that. Okay, so my neighbor, some lady was looking for somebody that used to live here, used to live next door to us 3 years ago. And she was trying to deliver something to him. So that's all I know. Bye, Sharon. Big hugs. So all I'm saying is that for me, this is what's working. Now, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you have to increase your carb intake at some point. And hopefully I'll figure out when that is for me. But all I can tell you is you have to find what works for you. But the pain-free thing, whew, I had no idea I would be pain-free. But I am, and I'm glad. What else is going on? So I will definitely share my recipes with you. It's like ridiculous, but I will happily share them. I definitely enjoy the vegan sweets. I enjoy that. Definitely enjoy the vegan sweets. So tell me what everybody else is working on. I want to hear what you're working on. That's what's new in my world. That, and let's see what else. My daughter graduates she finished massage school. Now she's just waiting to take the test for her licensing, and she's super excited about that. And she's already been offered a couple of jobs so that when she gets her license, she'll be gainfully employed as a massage therapist, and she's very happy about that. Let's see what else is going on. Still on the hunt for a house. Haven't found one. You eat broccoli and garlic every meal? No, but you can eat other things. Malia, I make everything. Like I made I made spaghetti sauce the other night. I made like bolognese sauce, and I made my little one pasta. And for us, I just chopped up some zucchini and poured ours over zucchini. I didn't even make them into zoodles. I just chopped up the zucchini, and then Romano cheese is sheep's milk, so I grated a little of that on top. And, made my regular bolognese sauce. Elizabeth says she's making tags and journals for a junk journal. Ooh, good. And Angela says she's crocheting a blanket. Ooh, and just finished sewing a newborn blanket. And booties and mittens. Oh, baby stuff. So she did that. What else are you guys making? You're painting for your Aunt Barb. Oh, that's so sweet, Elizabeth. Because I don't know if I'll ever finish this book. Here's a quick flip through of all the, let's see if I can put it where you can see it. Sure. Sure, Curly. Curly's inviting you guys over to her Instagram. Yeah, right. What is it? Curly T on Instagram. Lori says she's been sorting through the box and hoarding it in your living room, in your family room. Aw, I'm grounded from crafts until it's done. Good night, Vic. Big hugs. Big hugs. I'm happy you came to see me. So Curly's Instagram is @CurlyTArt. So go check her out and see. Oh my gosh, I have a fly. Now I got a fly. Good night, Miss Vic. Big love. Malia, it's not hard. It really isn't. Set yourself up for success. Whatever your weakness is that you're going to go to. So my weakness was, I don't know, we have these like whole grain granola bars that I love. Those were my weakness. So I just took them out of the house. I just set myself up and I ate. Okay, that was the other thing is I ate. Like I really ate. Like I planned. I'm not a big food planner, but the first few weeks I planned. I got myself some electrolytes, and some salt because you definitely need that. And I planned bacon and eggs or whatever you like in the morning, but hearty. And if you eat dairy, put butter on it. And if you don't, add, more whatever you do that's higher in fat. And same for lunch and the same for dinner. And I just focused on eating, so I was never hungry. Yeah. Good night, Barb. Love, love, love you. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Barb, go and subscribe to howtogetcreative.com. She does a live stream the first Friday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's always fun to hang out with her. Malia, how did your auction go? I'm sorry I missed it. I was end of the year schooling yesterday. I was end of the year schooling. So look, this came from, I didn't get this when I was in South America, but I don't know, somehow I got a brochure and it had all these Botero paintings in it. So this is another Botero painting. And I don't know where the other stuff came from. Who knows? And this was like a shopping mall magazine, but I loved, I mean, it was all on different pages and I loved some of the colors of it. I don't know if the champagne glass was, but the face was. I loved it. It was nice and low-key. How you liked it? I'm sorry I didn't get to go. I was like, I told you guys, we only have 2 weeks worth of school left and they're cramming in everything possible in those 2 weeks. So that's what we're doing. From another fashion magazine. This is from a Chinese New Year a couple years ago, the Year of the Dragon. These are those envelopes that they give you that you put money in. I like the face too, right? This was from probably a food and wine magazine. And these are just earrings from some other fashion magazine. And these are tickets. You can see I saw A Star Is Born at the mall here, and then some tickets in the birdhouse. And this is another face that I thought was cool, with some security envelopes behind it. So if you guys aren't joined to our Facebook group, go on and join it. It's Crafting Mamas on Facebook. And we will finally do our one stamp envelope swap soon. You gotta give me a couple weeks and I'll post it up, and then everybody will get partners and we'll send each other, I don't know, we'll send stuff like to make an ATC and ATC things, playing cards and that sort of stuff. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it too. And then, like, I loved this. Here, this is for Alyssa, Lynn. There's a rooster. There's not a chicken, but a rooster. Good night, Joni. We love you. And I will totally send you the recipe. I'll try to remember tomorrow. If I forget, message me on Facebook and I'll send it to you. Some of my painting papers, and also, can you tell that there must have been some good liquor magazine that I had, because all these drinks are fancy. Oh, she's at Kids Club at the gym. Oh, how fun is that? So, this is just a work in progress. Also back to the Botero. This was some jewelry thing. Some, like, I don't know. Looks like those were tiles. It probably came from a magazine that did home decor. But you can see this is not finished. It's just a work in progress. But, it's definitely a great stress reliever. It's definitely a good exercise in just not thinking and gluing. And, it all ends up looking fine in the end anyway. I don't know where all these pictures like that cat I love, I don't know where it came from. Security envelopes as a background. Another Botero and some compass. And I was painting and it got on the other side. It's her favorite place. Oh, that's so great. So how many of you guys are up for a little woo-woo, and we'll do some? This I loved. I love this picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, and I just did some cross-hatching around it. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I liked it. I thought it was cool. What did you guys experience in the other day's woo-woo? It was pretty strong for me. This came from some old botanical thing I had, and I loved it. Or maybe Care sent this to me. some vintage botanicals. And I don't know what this came from. I think somebody else sent me. You're up for some? So what did you guys experience the other night? I thought it was pretty good. This is, I think this is a Carla stamp, one of her original stamps. Or no, what it is, it's a thing that I got from you. I got a mark making kit from her. If you go over to her channel, Caged Fish, she sometimes sells them. And it was a mark making tool that I just used. And I love this, a book with book pages that were a heart. So I didn't realize the other night that when we did our woo-woo, it was the full moon, and it was the Wesak full moon, which is the celebration of the birthday of Buddha, Gautama Buddha, and I didn't realize it when we were doing it. And it was a very powerful day. So I hope you guys try one of these glue books. You tend not to be really connected to your body, but it was good. Oh, good, I'm glad. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Lala. So you guys make one of these for yourself. Like, anybody can find an old book. And, you know, find one you really like, because you're going to be messing with it. I had used some, you guys, I cannot stand this barking thing. I'm going to have to put her out. Stop, Charlie. Enough. Come here. Come. Come. I had used some ink that kept smudging, so that's why I put it over it, because I liked this. This was from some travel magazine. I think this was supposed to be like Tuscany. I don't know where the guitar came from, but I thought it was cool. So for those of you that want to stay for the meditation, go get yourself a glass of water. So you can see, this has got lots of eyeballs. I think this is probably my favorite page. Both of these are. This is like I hope this was some curtains or something. And this was a stamp somebody sent me of a mandala. I actually have the rubber stamp. I don't know where it is, but there. And then loved this image. I think this collage is probably my favorite. So the meditation will only be about 10 minutes. It doesn't last very long. And you can bring to mind anything you'd like to bring to mind. And you can, you know, it's just an upliftment. And please focus on including people that you really have a difficult time with. This is in honor of Carla, because she and I both like chairs. So this is the beginning. I mean, I have many more pages to go, but you guys get yourself one. It's like really fun to work in. And I loved, this was an old book that would have been heading for a landfill because, or whatever they do with them, because they no longer use it, and it was in the discarded pile. Probably what I should have done, and maybe what I'll continue to do, is when you get an old book like this and you don't want it to have this sort of wrinkly, weird spine, you know, you should work back and forth. You should work one side, then the other, then one side, then the other. I love the chair too. Carla's somewhere in my mess. If I can find it, I have a whole envelope of chairs to send you. But I had cut out a ton of them for you. And girl, I have a feeling they're in my storage unit. So that's why I've got to clean up my garage to get my... So when I was having all that company, I decided I was going to like put all my stuff in storage. So a lot of my stuff just went. Oh, I'm so happy to see you, Taz. Safe travels. Safe travels. Whoopee. I get it. You're cleaning too. I had a whole box. I have a feeling that it got stuck in my storage because my hottie just took everything that was in boxes, because I told him to take my supplies in boxes to storage. And I had in there like stuff to mail to different people. Oh, have safe travels. I hope you have a wonderful time. I'm sure you will. So for those that want to stay, it'll be like a really short, it's about 10 minutes. And I don't know if anybody wants to share any of the experiences they've had with it. I'm going to grab the dog because I'm going to hold her the whole time so she doesn't bark. Because there's nobody home to mess with her. So I invite you to include people that you, specifically people that you have issues or a hard time with. And I'll tell you why. Because whatever energies that we have left over or lingering, for people that we have conflicts with, the conflict is only in us. And when we no longer have that conflict in us, that energy, that energetic like plug in, when we no longer have that, then we no longer have a conflict with them. So I know this to be true, and I know none of us want to hear that we are the master of our own destiny and the creators of our own universe, but it is true. So part of this energy work, I don't usually talk too much about it, but part of this energy work I do is a clearing aspect. So it's when you invite pieces of you back to yourself, what you're inviting is, have you ever been like, if you've ever had anesthesia, if you've ever had any sort of like scare, car wreck, any sort of thing that would have taken you like a fright, it feels like part of you just leaves. And, you know, sometimes people say you're in shock, your body's in shock, or your mind's in shock. That's generally from that energetic part of you that decided at this point in time, it's like that fight or flight response that you're just like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm just letting go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be present for this, or you zone out, right? So we all have that. We've done it since we were kids. You know, somebody would scare you and you would have that sort of breathless, scared feeling. Well, the accumulation of that sometimes can keep us disconnected from our physical body, but also still connected to that energy. Does that make sense? This is what I found for me. Okay, this is what I've experienced and what I found for me. So when we do the meditation, we're inviting those pieces of ourselves back in, the pieces that we've allowed to leave for whatever reason, and we don't judge it because we don't know. And maybe we just all need to know, right? We're inviting them back in, whatever they are of ourselves. And on the release, we're letting go of anything that doesn't work for us. And that includes people you have conflicts with. So when I invite you to bring somebody in to that energy, what you're doing is, it's like you're clearing it for you. Those people may always still be jerks in your life. It doesn't mean, let me get this super clear. It doesn't mean that your actual physical relationship with them will change. What it means is, wherever that energetic pattern that you hold in your body personality that matches up with them and their energetic patterns, that will no longer exist. Does that make sense? It can definitely calm your anxiety and your ADHD. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So I'll give you an example. So I used to manage this large, medium-sized company. And I always had a conflict with this one person. Like, if we all had to show up at 9, she'd show up at 10. And I knew she was struggling, and I could have just like fired her, but I looked at it as a way of whatever was reflecting in me, inside of me, that really didn't want to show up at 9 o'clock or whatever the time. I wanted to release that energy. Whatever was in me, like whatever I saw in her as resistance to like conforming or whatever we were doing, I just looked in myself and I said, okay, whatever it is in me that doesn't want to deal with this, and whatever it is in me that didn't want to do whatever it was, right? I want to make amends with that, and I want to let it go, and I want to release that pattern in myself because I don't want it to show up anymore, right? She always still drove me crazy, but I didn't have the same relationship to it anymore, okay? I didn't have the same relationship. I didn't have the same relationship to the resistance. I didn't feel so irked by her. And then pretty soon, she and I never became fast friends. But pretty soon, she came in one day and she said, I found a job that I can work, that I can come in at, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know what? It made everything better for all of us at this one job because, it felt like to everyone there that she was being given special privileges because she didn't come in on time, and we all had to do what we had to do. But for me, what I looked at it as was like, I wanted a clean slate. And after that, all the other people that I hired always showed up on time. never have that issue ever again. So where was the issue? It was in me, right? Because if it wasn't in me, I wouldn't have noticed it. If it wasn't in me, I wouldn't have experienced it. So I invite you to, bring those people that you have difficult times with in. Invite them in. Do it. Just invite them into this. Say, I'm inviting you, and you now know that everyone has free will, and they always have the choice to choose to receive the energy or not. So you can only petition to their higher self to receive it. The same goes with healing energies or prayers or anything else we send out to other people. They have the choice to receive it or not. So get your water, bring to mind your people, and you only have to think about them once, and you don't have to go through the whole scenario. Like, you don't have to go through the scenario and remind yourself of every time that person annoyed you or whatever they did. All you need to do is bring them to mind and say to yourself, I would like whatever energetic patterns that we hold together to be once and for all released inside of me. Whatever energetic patterns that we have together, I want them to be released once and for all inside of me. Because once you don't match up with it, you will never have it again. And it goes the same way with positive things. Haven't you ever been to like a thing where like the same person wins, like a raffle, and the same person wins the raffle every time you go? And you think to yourself, well, wait a second, because they match up with that vibration. You are the master and the owner of your own vibration. You can make a choice at any time to raise your vibration and be in a spirit of love or other. And nobody but you has control over that. No one. And it's so liberating because that means all you need to do is find your zen and keep flowing with it. Right? Well, I'm going to grab the dog because I don't want her to bark. Get your water, and we'll start in just a second. In trouble, you have to sit with me. Okay? You are not in trouble, but you have to sit with me. Okay, can you sit with me? I'm sorry, you guys. There's nobody home, so I can't even put her. If I put her in the other room, she'll still bark. Except she'll bark and whine, and that won't be good. Come on. Here, you sit here for 1 second. Sit right there for 1 second. Gotta fix my chair. Okay, now I'm gonna hold you. Whoa. Crafting dog. Should be a crafting dog. Okay. So all you need to do to participate is inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. That is it. So bring to mind all those people that you'd like to release, or situations. It can be situations. It can be people, places, things, times, and events. And you can also bring to mind anyone that you'd like to send some really positive, loving vibes to, knowing that they have the choice to receive it or not. So inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Receive and release. Receive and release. Imagine yourself in a column of light. When you look up, you can't see the end. And when you look down, you can't see the end. This is your column of light. It is unique to your being, soul, spirit. Allow your column of light to surround your body 6 feet in all directions. Give your column of light the suggestion, heart of the earth. And with that, it's right there, deep in the heart of the earth. Give your column of light big tree roots like oak roots, deep in the heart of the earth. Let's focus on your heart. And I want you to bring to mind something you really love about the earth. Maybe it's the ocean, the beach. Maybe it's a walk in the forest. Maybe it's just right in your own backyard, just some beautiful place that reminds you of your connection and your love for the earth. Allow yourself to feel that love. And on the next inhale and the next exhale, I want you to breathe it in, and I want you to send it out through that love, out through your column of light, out through your roots, deep in the heart of the earth. Send this love and gratitude to Mother Earth. Now let's ask the earth to share with us her energy. I see this like beautiful golden light that you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful golden light energy pouring through your column, through the roots, filling your column of light. Feel it filling your feet and ankles, calves and knees, thighs and hips. Feel it filling the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your chest and back, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your neck, your throat, your head, and your face, and feel it fountaining out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to the earth. I'd like you to focus above your head, follow your column of light, and give it the direction. Heart of the central sun, heart of creator creation energy, heart of the earth. And with that, your energy is right there, deep in the heart of this angelic realm. I'd like you to focus back on your heart. And I would like you to think of all the things associated with the beautiful sun, with the sky, with the stars. And I'd like you to summon that love. And on the next inhale and next exhale, send that right to the heart of the divine, right to the heart of the central sun. Ready? Breathe it in and send that love. Now let's ask this beautiful angelic realm to share with us their energy. Feel this beautiful diamond light energy pouring through your column of light, mixing with your energy and the earth's energy, and spreading 6 feet in all directions. Feel it filling your head and face, your neck and throat, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your chest and back, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, and feel it pouring through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles, and out your feet, expelling any and all excess deep in the heart of the earth. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. and breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to heaven and earth. Now let's focus back on your heart. And on the inhale, give your body personality permission to receive the pieces and the parts of you back into yourself that you've allowed to leave. And you don't even need to know why. Ready? Focus on your heart. Call your pieces and parts back in. And let go of anything else. And breathe yourself back in. And let go of anything else. One more time. Breathe yourself back in. And let go of anything else. Let's add 2 more points of light. Let's add your throat, your heart, and your solar plexus, your waist. Breathe in and receive the pieces and the parts of you. Invite them back in. Breathe them back in. And release anything that no longer serves you. Receive and release. Receive and release. And one more time, breathe the pieces and the parts of you back into yourself, in your throat, in your heart, and in your solar plexus. Breathe them back in and let go of anything else. Let's add 2 more points of light in your body. Let's add your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, and the center of your forehead. Breathe the pieces and the parts of you back into yourself now. And on the exhale, let go of anything else. Ready? Breathe it in. And release anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Focus on the top of your head. Add 2 more points of light, the top of your head and the base of your spine. We're focusing on the top of your head, the base of your spine, the top of your head, the center of your forehead, your throat, your heart, your waist, your lower abdomen, and the base of your spine. Ready? Breathe yourself fully and completely, inviting all the pieces and parts of you back in. Breathe them back in. Ready? Breathe them back in. And release anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's add 2 more points of light, 1 foot below your feet and 1 foot above your head. So let's focus 1 foot below your feet, the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, the center of your forehead, the top of your head, and 1 foot above your head. Ready? Breathe the pieces and the parts of you back into yourself for now, and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's focus on 2 more points of connection. 6 feet below your feet and 6 feet above your head. So we're focusing 6 feet below your feet, 1 foot below your feet, the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, the center of your forehead, the top of your head, 1 foot above your head, and 6 feet above your head. Breathe yourself fully and completely. Give your body personality permission to breathe yourself fully and completely back into your body. And on the exhale, you're going to release any and all connections that no longer serve you. Ready? Receive yourself back in and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Let's add 2 more points of connection. The point of light where you connect to the heart of the earth, and the point of light where you connect to the heart of the divine, the heart of creator creation energy, and the heart of the central sun. So we're focusing the heart of the earth, 6 feet below your feet, 1 foot below your feet, the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart, your throat, the center of your forehead, the top of your head, 1 foot above your head, 6 feet above your head, and where you connect to the heart of the central sun, the heart of creator creation energy. Breathe yourself fully and completely back into your body personality. And on the exhale, release anything that doesn't work for you. Ready? Receive yourself back in and let go of anything else. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. Receive and release. I'd like you to focus on your heart. Receive yourself fully and completely in every cell of your body. And on the exhale, release whatever no longer serves you. Ready? Receive yourself focusing on your heart. Receive and release. Receive and release. One more time. Receive and release. like you to focus on your hands and let me know when you can feel this energy. Put your hands on your heart. Let me know when you can feel it. Imagine a point on the earth and to all those that you brought into this energy field and all those connections that you would like to release to the higher and the best frequency for you and for them. Breathe in. Face your hands toward those and a point on the earth. Always include your home. You can also include the ocean, the sky, anything you want, anything that comes up. Ready? Receive. As you receive on the inhale and the exhale, I want you to consciously send it out through your hands to those that you would like to make amends with, to those that need extra love, to the points of the earth, and always your home. Ready? Receive and send. Receive and send. Receive and send. I'd like you to imagine an infinity symbol, like a figure eight, starting in the heart of the central sun, crossing through your heart, deep into the heart of the earth, crossing back through your heart and ending where it began. On the inhale, receive love from the divine, from the heart of the earth, heart of the central sun. And on the exhale, give back love to the heart of the earth, heart of the divine, heart of the central sun. Ready? Receive and give. Receive and give. Receive and give. One more time. Receive and give. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and come back. KJ, how are you? I just worked in a glue book that I've been working in for a while. That's what we worked in. This is just like you can use it as a catch-all. Just a glue book. So if you feel like sharing, please do. It's everybody experiences something different. No right or wrong. Very connected and clear. Oh, cool. KJ, it's just a glue book, you know, like a catch-all, like a collage book, you know, something you glue stuff in. Well, and you probably will, Lori, for a long time. So what happens is when we hold these thoughts and ideas for ourselves that don't serve us anymore, they sort of like block us from, you know, think about it. It's like if you buy a whole new set of clothes, but you steal and you stuff your suitcase full of it, and you still keep carrying around the clothes that don't fit. You know, there's no room. I've missed you guys too. Hello, astronomical armadillo. How are you? So, you know, you can go back and listen to this over and over again, and the energy stays very present there. And you can go back, especially, you know, on days that you don't feel as connected, or you feel like, you know, whatever, you're going through some stuff and you'd like to release it, or maybe you didn't have a particularly grounding day. You can go back and listen to it over and over again, and it stays there. The energy stays. It doesn't go anywhere. So I don't know if I'm going to stream on Friday because Friday is some big performance at my daughter's school, and it's like, so you know, we don't have daylight savings time, but you guys do. So when it, you know, like I try to stream the same time in Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time, no matter what. So if it's Eastern Daylight Time, it's still 9 p.m. And if it's Eastern Standard Time, it's still 9 p.m. But for me, it's the difference is, you know, she gets out of school at 3 o'clock, or if she gets out at, you know, so that's why it makes it a little difficult for me. Liz, I have missed you guys. You have no idea. I think I had to go through it just to, I don't know. I was going through a lot, you know, so who knows why I needed to. I just have to trust. I have to trust the process for myself. That's the only way I can really function is if I trust the process. Sometimes it doesn't feel great, but how long have I been working on this one? Oh, this is a glue book, you know. I work on, we were having that conversation earlier. It's like, they're just always a work in progress. This is just a really fun glue book. I found this book at a used bookstore. They were discarding it, and I loved the patterning on the cover. I don't know when it was written because I glued it up, but I glued a couple pages together, and then I just started, you know, I scour images in magazines and just started gluing it in. There's not, I don't work on it all the time, and I have multiples. Like many of you, we have multiple projects in play, and you know, and this is just for like a relaxation. This has no purpose. There's no reason for it. You know, I think the performance will be great. It's like a big deal for them. It's like, anyway. So I'm gonna, but it may be one of those things where you're there all day. You know what I mean? Like it's like a, I don't know. It'll be my first one at this new school, so we'll see how it goes. So I get something like this, you guys, and you can do it in a composition book. I just happen to like old books. I happen to have a thing for them, and I collect them. Well, I love you guys, and yeah, it's a glue book. Totally a glue book. Totally a glue book. Well, I love you guys, and I will see you. I don't know if I can stream on Friday. I will. If not, I will see you guys next week. I don't know. Maybe I can stream on Monday. Monday is not this Monday, but the next Monday is a holiday, right? It's Memorial Day. But hopefully after school's out in 2 weeks, I'll be able to resume my regular scheduled streaming and do it. I have missed you guys too. Congratulations on your grandbaby Angela. When is your grandbaby coming? You'll have to post it. And for those, oh, Lori said she's doing glue books to go to Carla's gathering. Oh, you guys, I'm so jealous. I wish I could go to Carla's gathering. I love her so much, you guys. Please go and glue for me. I would love to be gluing with you guys in Florida, having a great time, just hanging out and doing that. September 1st, and it's a little girl. Oh, congratulations, Angela. Congratulations. All right, my lovelies. I will see you again, hopefully soon. And definitely, if I don't see you this week again, I'll see you next week, at least one day. I don't know exactly when. And then We'll be back in 2 weeks. Aw, she's a rock star. Carla is a rock star. I love her. All right, my lovelies, I will see you again. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you guys so much aloha. And I will see you then. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful night.